Okay, I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite standalone Clone Wars episodes, meaning they're not part of an story arc inside the show. Coming number 10 is going to be Bounty. What I love about this episode, it's unique as it focuses on the bounty hunter world, and while moving forward, a character that we get to see evolve, from becoming a villain to kind of her first step as an anti-hero, as a bounty hunter, being Asajj Ventress. As she goes on this bounty hunter mission and becomes more and more relatable and more justified with her actions. As I really do think that while being action-packed, while reintroducing us to Boba Fett, to Bosk, to all these different characters who get, glimpses at and kind of seeing them kind of in the forefront, kind of someone you get to root for, is exciting and is shown as it does bring emotion, where Asajj realizes that she is no different than the person she's getting the bounty from. Coming ninth place is going to be Massacre. Another Asajj Ventress episode. This one for me again was really interesting because it's again set in Dathomir, who has the Night Sisters. But something I like about this is because the Night Sisters are so unique. Just seeing them in a full-on war is something we didn't really get to see until now, and then it's just seeing new magical, mystical things, plus that great duel between Asajj Ventress and Grievous, and then seeing Dooku on his knees for mercy. It's some spectacles you only truly get in this episode. It almost feels like. Coming in sixth place is gonna be Grievous Intrigue. I like this episode because it shows us a unique, characters. Seeing a Jedi we've only had glimpses of in the movie, and Koth. That was pretty, cool because we only got glimpses at him in the movies, and seeing him actually duel Grievous is again something that I really enjoy. And then seeing, Anakin, Adigalia, and Obi-Wan get in the action rescuing him, greats for great action, great scenery, and great moments as you get a clash of three different Jedis, Rex. And of course the battle between Grievous and Obi-Wan is cool because of what Obi-Wan brings, what Grievous brings. It really, was a great action-packed, exciting episode. Coming in eighth place is going to be Lair of Grievous. Again, another interesting clash between Kit Fisto and Grievous. Again, in his Padawan, they're not afraid to take. Yeah, come down in a minute. I'm making a YouTube video. So, they're not afraid to take risks. And of course, even killing off Kit's Padawan, spoiler, already said. But, it makes for a great moment as you get to officially see they're not, obviously, Kit Fisto's not going to die, but the great twist that, it makes for what I think is a really genius kind of episode, I would say. With great lightsaber battles, great, scenery, great. Grievous is great. So, yeah. Going in seventh place is going to be Trespass. I like this episode because it deals with different ways to look at the same situation as two people from the same planet come down on the planet and find these indigenous people who kill maybe clones, maybe droids, and how one side is avenge Luke's death, and the other side's let's make peace with them, and how those sides don't mix well, sprinkled in with the Jedi, sprinkled in with getting those indigenous people against the clones, and making them finally come to the end with the chairman dying, and the senator who was the one obviously for peace and the chairman for war, seeing peace and war clash in this is a way they symbolize it, works as kind of, that speaks louder than anything else in that episode, and it makes it hurt between the scenery, between the mystery, in between the both ways that all truly get justified in this episode. Coming in fifth place is gonna be Revenge. For me, I just like this. I love this episode for me because it's kind of like that. It has my favorite hero, my favorite villain from the Clone Wars. I would go as far as saying that, and my favorite anti-hero in Asajj Ventress, and seeing them team up, seeing versus Savage Opress and Darth Maul makes for such a great grand spectacle. As one of the greatest lightsaber duels, just gets so satisfied, in so many ways. And as we're seeing, again, the first, time you're seeing Maul in action, it really, brings a full circle and full excitement along with it. The excitement along with it that they brought was truly enjoyed. And I find that this episode really is one of those ones where, I just like, because of everything it represents. Revenge goes in for Asajj Ventress, and Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul, and Savage Opress, because each way you look at it, they all impacted each other. Coming in fourth place is going to be Shadow Warrior. I know this is an interesting one because it has Gungans and Jar Jar. But for me, Jar Jar wasn't that bad in the episode. And if you look past it, like I said, the Gungans are not really that bad. It's personally Jar Jar, but I feel like Jar Jar was handled well in this episode. And as far as the fact that you get Grievous in action against Gungans, and Jar Jar was not, I couldn't necessarily say he was there that bad in this episode, because I don't think he was really overshadowed the other Gungans. He might have still done his clumsy stuff, but he wasn't overshadowing anybody else. And seeing that great sacrifice, and seeing, that whole battle between the Gungans and Grievous, and then, of course, again, a battle between Anakin and Dooku, which I love, which again didn't disappoint. Sprinkled in with Padme Amidala getting in the action, makes for a unique set of characters, a unique set of group, and to explore more of the Gungan world, which I don't really mind because they're not all bad. It's Jar Jar. Coming in third place is going to be Ambush. For me, I love this episode because it comes right at the gate, first episode, and already deals with big themes you'll get throughout. As in, you get to see Master Yoda get in the battle, you get to see the introduction of Asajj Ventress, in addition to, in addition to add on, you get to see, the three clone troopers who survived, and seeing how, they get in the hut, and then Yoda's like, take your helmets, I'm paraphrasing, take your helmets off, you will. And he's like, and then the lead clone was like, but we all look the same. And then he takes it off and is like, different, you're not. And then it kind of is the big theme that is present from clearly episode 1 and on, is that, yeah, they all look the same, but they are unique. And then when they take off the helmet, it kind of shows it metaphorically and literally as they have different hairstyles, different colors on their armory, and a little different facial features. Almost, so that's kind of what's interesting, is that literally they look different. And they look the same, but with a little unique nods. And that's kind of what happens in their personalities. Their personality is unique, which shows from this episode, in addition to having great action and seeing wise Yoda teach a lesson to the clones, in addition to us, like mind over matter. Like, mind is stronger than force. We're only three and me. You're me and three clones, but that doesn't matter. And stuff that, obviously in everyday life, gets factored in, but Yoda so cleverly shows how wise he is in this episode. Coming in second place is going to be Cloak of Darkness. I find this episode to be really interesting for me, as it's just action packed from point A to point B, between the great reveal, between the great twists of the Senator Guard is actually working for the bad guy, for the Separatists, and Asajj Ventress getting in the battle again, which is epic because I love her style of fighting. And Ahsoka Tano and Luminara Unduli having battles kind of makes it for like one of those episodes that embraces the full-on action spectacle twists of Clone Wars. And of course the banter between, Asajj and Luminara and Ahsoka, in addition to hinting at that fact that the Senator Guard was bad throughout the whole episode, as he was present, and you were just like, why is he so important? He's not that important. He's just a Senator Guard. Seeing how, that's why. It just makes full circle. And then he ends up dying from Asajj Ventress, making it kind of cool and showing her, Asajj's brutality and how far he'll go to accomplish the mission, how brutal the Separatists and Asajj can be. Coming first place is going to be the last one. For me, I like this because it takes I like these episodes that takes a concept from movies and further fleshes out. In this case, the Lost Sifo-Dyas, the Last Jedi. I like the idea of what's his face? Plo Koon and Wolf go out in a deep mission in a kind of cool kind of atmosphere. Find his lightsaber. Report and seeing Yoda, seeing all the Jedi's work together between Anakin and Obi-Wan, between Yoda going back to Chancellor Valorum, and it was good, seeing him back, and kind of all nods to the movies, kind of nods of the good parts of the first two prequels. Really works, and further fleshes out, some history of Jedi, and of course, you gotta mention my favorite part, which was at the end when Count Dooku goes to Anakin and Obi-Wan, and they have a full-on lightsaber duel. I love this lightsaber duel because it fully utilizes, how Anakin and Obi-Wan work together, and this is what I would have wanted to see the battle in Episode 2 be, but just in such a grand way, as you get the pikes and the scenery of the sky above. It just works for kind of this ultimate kind of cool standalone episode where everything's like going right. Everything I enjoy from other episodes works perfectly here. So that's kind of it. Top 10 standalones Clone Wars. So yeah,